We also have taxpayers offering bribes to KRA officers. We have also collusion between taxpayers and KRA staff to reduce tax payable by agreeing to misdeclare and undervalue goods. This is, for example, let's say, for example, companies not declaring the full amount that they earn in their businesses. So they collude the KRA staff to declare less of what they usually sell. We have soliciting bribes during tax audits and compliance checks, abuse of public office to confer or favor, to confer benefits or favor, and misuse of public property for personal gain. These are some of the KRA initiatives to curb corruptions. We have KRA service charter in place. We also have automation. Automation, this includes systems such as eTeams. I'm sure everyone knows how eTeams works. We also have EGMS. This is more of a system that works with the customs people. We have iTax, how people usually file returns via iTax, and we have IMS. IMS stands for Ethics Integrated Management System, where any gift received from the taxpayer is usually declared in the IMS. We also have KRA integrity policies. We have establishment of Ethics and Integrity Division. This is a division under INSO who ensure all staff, KRA staff, uphold integrity and usually sensitize taxpayers on how to uphold integrity. We also have corruption reporting channels where I am. This is iWhistle, where taxpayers can report the tax evasion cases. I'm going to talk about iWhistle. What is whistleblowing? Whistleblowing basically is public reporting tax malpractices against companies or individuals and wrongdoings or any form of corruption by a KRA staff. I believe that is self-explanatory. So iWhistle is a web-based platform or channel for corruption reporting while retaining their anonymity. This was developed and implemented by KRA to prevent tax evasion and corruption-related practices leading to loss of revenue. Okay, so why do we whistleblow? We whistleblow, one of the reasons why we whistleblow is increased detection of tax evasion, decrease corruption, bribery risks, promotes resource mobilization, prevents wrongdoing, creates more accountability, and help authorities monitor compliance with the tax laws. Okay, so what exactly do you report via iWhistle? You report tax evasion, you report bribery, you can report fraud, you can report conflict of interest, abuse of office, concealment, diversion of goods. I can briefly explain what concealment is. Let's say, for example, a taxpayer has imported goods from outside the country. The taxpayer actually puts, the taxpayer declares it's only clothes that are in the container, but under the clothes, there are actually laptops. So that is one of the examples of concealment of good. The taxpayer has not declared everything that is in the container that he or she imported. I'm going to discuss some of the functionalities of the iWhistle system. This is the case flow management. It enables report generation. You can actually able to be attach supporting evidence to the allegation. There's also an option of optional rewarding. We have a chatting mechanism. Chatting mechanism is whereby we are able to communicate directly to the whistleblower via the iWhistle, for example, to provide more evidence on the allegations provided by the taxpayer. We also have anonymous user account. We are not able to know who exactly is reporting the case, so your anonymity is 100% guaranteed. Now, how are we able to access iWhistle? How to access iWhistle? Okay, one of the easiest way, you can just Google iWhistle and then it will take you directly to iwhistle.kra.go.ke and you can click report now. Once you have logged into the iWhistle, you come and create an anonymous account. Once you have created the anonymous account, this is the platform where it will take you. You just have to tick on the I have read and understood the steps and guidelines. Once you have read all the steps and guidelines, and generate an anonymous ID. You generate your own anonymous ID and the password, and you confirm your password. Once you have generated your anonymous ID, this is the platform it will take you to. And make sure you don't ever forget your username and your password. Once you have logged in, this is where it will take you to. You have to please select from the following list the category you want to, the category that best indicates the focus of your report. Once you click on the drop-down list, it gives you a list of categories, which are bribery, fraud, abuse of office, concealment. So you just click on whatever category you want to report to. If there are KRA officers involved, you just indicate the name of the KRA officer, employment number. If you don't have it, okay, you can just leave it blank. The contact number if you have it, and the KRA stations, and any other details you know about the officer. You can also, you have to also indicate the location of where the incident occurred, or where the company is, the date, the time. These are the other, you can click on others, including the business, the building, the street name, date from, date to, and time to, time from, and time to. Details of, we also have the details of transactions, if any. So you can indicate the bank name, the bank account number, and the bank name of the company you allegedly reported. And you can also just give a rough estimate of how much the company is evading. This is where you give the description of the case reported. For example, I'm going to give an example of, for example, if a company is, of a company that does not submit pay, people are being paid in cash or people are being paid via M-Pesa, and the amount they are being paid has met the threshold to actually remit the payee. And from the account, you see that they normally file nil return on the payee. You can just describe how the company evades, how the alleged company evades the tax. So if you wish to click to be awarded, you click on the reward. After clicking on the reward, this is how it will. This is where it will bring you. You attach the you have to also attach the supporting documents on the allegation. For example, the bank statements, the PIN of the company, the sales records, the financial records of the company. This is where you click this is where you attach all the supporting documents. So some of the documents you need to attach when reporting a case are the financial records, profit and loss audited accounts. You have to attach the bank statements. You have to attach the bank details, pay bill details, till numbers. You have to give the PIN of the company, location of the business or offender. You also have to give the mobile contacts of the violator. So these are some of the rewards for a whistleblower. So in Section 5A of the KRA Act provides that a person is entitled to a reward as follows. I'm going to explain briefly. So let's say, for example, you have reported a case and it leads to a recovery of unassessed taxes of let's say, for example, it leads to recovery of unassessed taxes. You can only get 5% of the taxes collected, but only up to a maximum of 5 million. After successful completion of the investigation or audit, if you sought to be rewarded, then you have to forgo your anonymity. You also have to fill in the IMF 001 form, which is done actually in our office. And you will also need to provide your bank details and your personal details. These are all found in the IMF 001 form, which you will fill. You also must signify his or her interest in getting the reward. Okay. So reward wish. If you click here, if you wish to, if click here if you wish to receive a reward. If yes, if you click yes, this choice might prompt you to provide your payment details. Yeah, which I've explained. And if you click no, you will not continue to enjoy guaranteed complete anonymity. And complete, you will continue to enjoy guaranteed complete anonymity now and in the future. That is, if you click no, your anonymity will be guaranteed. But if you click yes, you'll be forced to give your details, your bank details, your name, your next of kin. So the anonymity you will need to forgo your anonymity if you wish to receive a reward. So who cannot be rewarded? A whistleblower is not eligible for the reward if the information, number one, lacks merit, lacks credibility, lacks specificity. The information you provided is not enough for further investigation. Number two, is within the public domain. If the investigation you have provided is already on the internet, is already on the blogs, is already on the news, you're not eligible to get the reward. And if the information is already known to KRA, that is, if the information you provided about a company is already under investigation by KRA or is already under audit. So we also have rights of a whistleblower. One of the rights is right to report and remain anonymous. Right to be protected in the case of court witnessing, because some cases usually exceed and go to the court. Right to get updates on the proceedings of the investigations and case. Where you have a right to get continuous updates on where the case has reached. You also have the right to receive a reward should they opt to upon settlement of a reported case. You also have the right to receive a reward once the assessed taxes have been collected. So these are the reporting channels we have. We have the numbers you have here. These are the numbers usually call us, our office, and we are able to receive them. And you can also report via the numbers provided. You can write to Commissioner General. This is the PO box. And also you can email us through corruptionreporting@kra.go.ke and cic@kra.go.ke. You can also walk in. We normally call them informers. You can walk into 26th floor and report your case. That is in Nairobi, Times Tower, Nairobi. If you have a phone, you can scan the code to be able to see if you can access the iWhistle. Thank you.
Madam Sylvia.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps don't end the sharing.
Yeah.
So that in case we have questions and the people who would like to have their answers, get some responses. I'm just looking at our chat box if we have any questions.
Mhm.
But even as we do this, let me remind us there's Mufadal
Mhm.
Autospares.
Mhm.
For those of you, you were supposed to, I'm seeing him talking about if there's a recording. Yes, we have recorded this, and this is on KRA TV. In fact, I'd
Mhm.
like to encourage us to also just go back to KRA TV, and on the YouTube page, KRA YouTube page, you'll be able to find this training with a presentation on it. And also, we
Mhm.
request that you kindly subscribe to our KRA YouTube channel, KRA TV YouTube channel. Even as you go to the page, we would like to encourage that you kindly support us by subscribing to the channel. Um, Thank you for showing us even ways of how evasion happens in terms of bribery, fraud, matters to do with concealment of goods. But on the iWhistle, maybe just let us know this bit where you are talking about
Mhm.
if you click yes and no
Mhm.
on the
A reward, if you wish to receive a
yes,
reward.
yes.
Okay. I can explain further on that. When you click yes, if you wish to receive a reward, it means you have to forgo your anonymity. In case the unassessed taxes have been collected, we have to get your details, your name. There's a form you usually fill, an IMF 001 form. You have to
Mhm.
fill in your name, your bank details, your next of kin. Those are the things with your phone number. So, giving us all that information about it, that is already forgoing your anonymity. But if you click no, even if the taxes are collected, that will be our taxes. You're not going to be rewarded because you didn't want a reward. We won't request anything from you. That's
Perhaps let us know. So if you are saying yes and being your details, your bank details are out there, is there
Mhm.
is a bit about being confidentiality still up and running? Because maybe someone
Okay.
would be like, if I'm giving out my details, will it be out in the blogs? Will it be out in the newspapers? Will it be out there in the radio stations?
No, of course, it will not be out there. The information actually stays with us,
Mhm,
but you've already given out your details. It's already okay. It's going to be within our office,
mhm.
but anonymity means we don't know anything about you. Uh,
Okay.
that
Yeah, it is
yes,
good to expound that we understand where exactly the anonymity checks in or works,
yes.
because someone would
Mhm.
probably be skeptical to give in their details. Maybe they think something would happen to them. So maybe, ladies and gentlemen, is just for us to be reminded that each and every of these, for example, reporting that you would give in any details that you have
Mhm.
protected on, you are still under. You everything is confidential, and there'll be nothing of yours that will be given out to the public.
No.
Um, Maybe also just let us know how long do you think these rewards take? Someone is asking in the chat box, John, after how long do you get your reward once the taxes are collected?
Okay. Charles, maybe you can be able to answer that. Charles Njanja.
Also, even as they're getting to answer the same, um, I'm looking at a scenario. So you mentioned something to do with a company who is giving and paying employees, for example. Then they have not registered for an obligation called pay as you earn, whereby there's a certain threshold you're supposed to have met for you to be able to pay, to have the obligation registered. So if you have not, you're paying people behind, either cash, that means you're omitting to give details, or you're also avoiding to pay, maybe you pay by M-Pesa. So when you report such cases, I believe even as you're getting the reward, some of the investigations have to be completed perhaps before any rewards are given. I am just preempting. I'm waiting for Mr. Charles to let us know how that looks like. How long do you get your reward after the taxes have been collected? Perhaps Sylvia, is Charles near you? Maybe they could use your
Okay, let me just
device.
answer how long the person is expected to receive a reward.
That
Okay,
is fine.
in normal cases, whenever we receive a case, it's supposed to take 90 working days for the case to be completed. But not in all cases it takes 90 working days. Some cases can exceed 90 working days depending on how the taxpayer reacted uh, once KRA approaches them, once the investigations take place. Okay. Charles, you can add something also?
Okay, maybe you can add a comment on the same. Mother, is it okay?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, I wanna add something on the reward, the period it's gonna take. When
Yes.
when we receive this information, we undertake some preliminary review from intelligence perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Once we complete the same, as my colleague have said, there's some time frame. Once we
Yes.
complete the same, based on the finding, the information is taken to another consumer section or department. They can go to DTD. The analyst can find a justification maybe to take it through investigations. And in these processes, maybe in DTD, some audit may be conducted. And at this point, the taxpayer who is reported is given a chance to explain themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
many dynamics can happen from this point because also the taxpayer, the reported, has a right. They can object a decision, and it can go as provided for by the Tax Procedures Act. You can object. You can even go to the High Court. You can even go all the way to Court of Appeal. So it is subject to correction of undisputed. So if this amount is disputed, now, then again we have to undergo these processes of settling these disputes on taxes. I don't know if I need to comment on something. If it's understood the time frame of paying, it's based on collection, but then again the collection, the taxpayer who is reported has rights, and there are some procedures for dealing these tax disputes.
Okay, thank you for the clarification, Charles. But maybe also to let our taxpayers know, DTD means Domestic Tax Department. Yeah, it's good for them to just let them know so they're not left wondering what that means. The same way when we say I and SO, you're able to let us know exactly what that is. And also, I think, John, if you have gotten a full response to the question, please let me know on the chat box. We do not want to close out anybody. This is just a discussion. We're here to just enable us to understand what exactly happens. Also, where do we get this iWhistle? For example, Sylvia, Charles?
Okay. The link, if you even search how to report a fraud on our website, you
Mhm.
can get some of the contacts, or you can use just iwhistle.kra.ke. iwhistle.kra.go.ke. But if you query from even a KRA website how to report tax evasion, it will give you
Mhm.
all the options, including iWhistle, whereby you will get that link. That is iwhistle.kra.go.ke. And it's from that point, once you click, there is even a procedure, a guide on what you are supposed to do. You can download the same, it's in PDF, and then you are guided. You are supposed to create account the same way you create a Google account, the same way you create a Google account or a Yahoo account. But at this
Yes.
point, you are not prompted to input your maybe your name, your ID, your KRA pin or mobile number. You are creating maybe what we call a pseudo account. You just need to input, and then you'll be prompted to generate some anonymous user ID, and then you put the pin. Then you're able to log in, and then from there, just as you were taken through by my colleague, you're able to fill all the details necessary to support your allegation, including who you are reporting, what you are reporting, how it's happening, etc.
Thank you. Thank you for those clarifications. I'm also just looking at those who have just joined in. Perhaps you can just give us a summary of what we are talking about today regarding corruption reporting and the iWhistle so that those who have just joined in a bit late, they are able
Okay.
to also understand what we have been talking in terms of reporting and ethical practices and just the highlights for today's engagement. As we look to see if we have any more queries, I am seeing also Lomi from Johari Solutions. You have raised your hand. Unfortunately, we are going to ask you to please put in your comment on the chat box. Please just look for the chat icon on your device and put in your comment, that we'll be able to address it. Over to you, Mr. Charles, for some summary as well as just give us some more insights.
Okay. Corruption, the corruption reporting you're talking about, corruption is broad,
Yes.
whereby we talk of corruption in happening in various government agencies, maybe abuse of office, embezzlement of public funds, and I'm sure some of our listeners or our citizens are aware of the role of EACC in fighting corruption. But then in the definition of corruption, which we are talking of it being broad, there is that corruption which involves tax levied on income that is earned in Kenya. That's why we are talking of tax in perspective of, corruption in the perspective of taxes. So, and my colleague, she mentioned about the, let's say, PAYE. Let's say you want to import something, you want to misdeclare, you want to conceal, or you want to say you purchased it at lower prices. We know of goods which are excisable, where the government want to control. You need to pay some stamp duty. Yeah, that's a tax. We know of the annual income tax for residents or even for companies. Some businesses would want to misdeclare the revenue earned. Some would want to put more expenses. Some even in terms of input or output tax, that is the VAT, you would want even to claim some refund from fictitious invoices so that you can reduce your tax liabilities. So that is the corruption we are talking of in perspective of KRA. We also have talked about staff also involved, because we are looking at from the angle of a taxpayer not wanting to pay their fair share of taxes. And on another perspective, sometimes we may have officers who may be colluding to support or to aid this tax evasion. And at the end of the day, we'll have a scenario where we are not meeting our target or our mandate of KRA, which is to collect revenue on behalf of the government of the Republic of Kenya, which we all know it used to finance our budget. That is to do all the programs of the government, be it payment of salary, be it the development of developmental projects, education, roads, medicine, etc., etc. So we are talking of the corruption that happens from the collection of expenditure, whereby KRA is mandatory to collect. Then is there corruption happening? Because on the other side of corruption, which you are talking of, the EACC, is from the perspective of expenditure. Are you using government money appropriately? I don't know, Mother, if you're okay, or we have any other query or clarification?
Thank you, Mr. Charles, even just joining us and giving us such insightful insight regarding how corruption is being reported, for example. I am looking
Okay.
at our question chat box. I don't think there's some who had missed to log in. Karibu Kelvin, I know you had an issue with your sound, but you have logged in. I hope if you have any query, Mr. Kevin, please just ask. I will be able to assist you. I know you had mentioned that you did not have sound, but I know you had an issue with your audio. So, ladies and gentlemen, our able team from the Corruption Reporting Office, as well as Education Policy and Compliance. If you would like to have any more of these engagements, please just reach out to us on the email that had sent you this invite, or for even any other trainings that you'd want a knowledge on. We are here to assist you. We are here to help us grow. We are here to enable us to have a smooth time even as we declare our taxes, as we live our day-to-day lives, even as Kenyan citizens. We are here to assist you. So I would like to thank our team. If there's no any other question, perhaps, just let me know so that I don't lock out anyone. Oh wait, there's a question. Let me see this. Mufadal Auto Spares. It's out of topic though. When is the issue of iTax portal in regards to withholding certificates going to be sorted? Maybe Mufadal, you can allow me to just get a response to that and we'll give you the response shortly. Alternatively, just put in your details, even a telephone number. I can be able to call you, do a follow up on the same after this training. So if there's anybody else, please feel free to ask before we let our experts go. And also, please be reminded that we have a KRA TV YouTube platform. And in this platform, we are requesting that you please subscribe. We have quite a numerous amount of information on the platform. Even at your own free time, please just go ahead and listen. Look at the trainings we have. We have even trainings to do with filing of returns of different obligations, VAT, pay as you want, etc, and for even any other information that you would want. Alongside our today's training on corruption reporting, this will also be on the YouTube, KRA TV YouTube page. So please subscribe, and we look forward to hearing more from you. So there's an issue of withholding certificate. I can see Moto as well asking on the same. I think I will need to get that information before I can give a response to the same. You can just give me your details. I will give you a call right after this training. So perhaps, Sylvia, you can give us some closing remarks. And Mr. Charles, if you have anything, a closing remark, we'll appreciate even as we come to a conclusion of this engagement.
Okay, thank you, Martha. Thank you for taking us through the questions. Regarding the other question, it has been a good session. I hope everyone who has joined has learned on how to report corruption reporting. We are all here to collect taxes and meet all the government's mandate. So thank you, Martha, and thank you to all who have logged in. Charles, would you like to say something?
Yes, I can comment. I just want to assure members of public, if you come forward, your anonymity is guaranteed. Let us play a part. Let us not be spectators. If you see something, say something. And thank you all for joining in.
Thank you so much, Sylvia and Charles. If you see something, say something, which will make even our life easy and be able to do our mandate, which is collection of revenue. Thank you so much, our dear esteemed taxpayers. I have been your host. My name is Martha Ngoko from Tax Education Office. Just to remind you, we have lots and lots of sensitizations that we do each and every Thursday. So just be on the watch out or on the lookout for engagements. Sylvia Mokaya, I'm new to KRA. Allow me to just read this. How can I access all the training services from the beginning up to where you have reached? Sorry, it is out of topic. Sylvia, I'm just from enlightening us on the KRA YouTube, KRA TV YouTube page. We have so many engagements on various topics of training. If you have time, please just log into the page, subscribe, and just brace yourself or bring yourself up to speed with some of the trainings that we have. However, if you would like us to conduct a personalized training in regards to maybe you have a group or you'd like us to conduct a training, which we can do online, you can just give me the details. You can leave your details on this platform, then we'll be able to get in touch. John is asking, do I have to find the financial statements of the company I'm reporting? Mr. Charles and Sylvia, some questions are still coming in.
Yes, that's okay. Now what happens?
Yes,
You
sir.
see, tax is a self-assessment, whereby you assess yourself and declare your returns to the authority. But what happens is that if traders are not honest or taxpayers are not honest, they will declare the wrong returns. So if you provide us with the actual audited financial statements, they help us compare with what is on our records and be in a position to identify a taxpayer who had cheated on the tax return. So they are important. The audited financial statement, because they will give us the true financial account of the company as opposed to what has been declared. Basically, this one will be about the yearly return, the income tax company returns for businesses. Yeah.
Thank you, Charles. I think, John, your question has been responded to. Madam Sylvia, you could also write to us on tax. Sylvia Mokaya. There is one of the taxpayers, please write to us on taxeducation@kra.go.ke. I don't know if you're able to see another question from Mufadal out of spares, Charles and Sylvia.
Yes. Let me
How
see.
about a small suggestion? As normally we receive emails from tax education, the public notices as well as updates on ongoing issues can be shared via the same. Not everyone checks on the KRA website under publications. Oh, I think this is just feedback.
Yeah.
This is feedback. This is well received, Mufadal, and we will
Sure.
get to work on our end on see how to do that, how to go about that, because yes, not everybody has the time to check on the website under publications. John, you're acknowledging your response from Charles is well received. Kari Asante. If there's any more, we also have a link that has been shared. If you're able to see it for today's training, you can share it out also with friends or other business partners. You can be able to share out the link. It is right there on the chat box. I would like to bring this meeting to a close. Thank you so much, each and every one of us. Asanteni sana, Madam Sylvia Kutondo.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Charles Janja, Asante sana, our dear esteemed taxpayers. We are very happy to have you with us this morning and look forward to more trainings on Thursdays. We have topics of trainings depending on what it is that we are doing every month. So Mr. Nicholas as well, who is also logged in. Asante sana. Let me wish you all a pleasant afternoon. We are going into the afternoon. However, if you still have any questions or anything that comes by, please just feel free. Just respond to the emails that had sent the invite to you. So thank you so much, and I would like to wish as well, even as the day proceeds. Goodbye. Karibu Mufadal. We can all leave at our